Hello, today I will be showing you how to use the form tools in Authentisign. So after we access a form, in this case it'll be the residential purchase agreement, and before we send it to our client, we have the option to add in necessary boxes and indicators. Most of these will already be in just because of the way it's been set up. So like the initial boxes will already be here on every page and so on and so forth. But for the sake of this video, I deleted some to show you just in case you do need to add them in. So we can access these tools on the right hand side over here, and we'll go into the drag and drop. And right here, these are some of the most important tools that you need. This is the signature one, so you sign here and you drag it down to where we need the signature, and it'll be right there. That'll be the buyer, and then you will initial here, so that will go on the bottom down here, and your client will need to click on these to sign before they can finish the signing. These are the optional ones, so this is an optional signature and an optional initial. These usually aren't needed as much, but these are definitely what we want to add in, so make sure that they are the red ones, the mandatory ones. And then this here is a red X box, so that means that it is a mandatory X to check. So we'll just place it here. And we'll do that because we usually know that the buyer does not have an interest in a principal to the transaction, so that is something that they have to check before they can finish signing. The blue X here is, again, an optional one if it is needed. And then here, these are the radio buttons. So two of these will appear that you can move around. And this is to choose an either or option. So that's why both of them appear. And one of them has to be chosen before the signer can finish signing. But for this particular document, this one isn't necessary. And then here, this is the drag and drop date stamp, so you can do that and resize it if you need to. But that is just one of the ways to create a date stamp. Another way is you click on the sign here, the signature, and click the little cogwheel, and it'll say add date stamp, and it'll appear. And it's the same thing, it's just another way of adding it in. But then here, the timestamp, the only way to do it is by doing the same thing, clicking on that, clicking the cogwheel, and then adding the timestamp in, and it'll appear, and you can drag it over and resize it as you need to. And then right here, this one that says signer name, that will just be the buyer's name that you have indicated. So you just drag that over and it'll appear just like that wherever you drag it to. And then this text box is for when you want to indicate a place for your client to add in information after you have sent it to them. So you would drag it over and it would appear here. And you can just create a place for them to add in information. At this step, if you use this text box, you cannot add in any information, even if you try. This is only for the client to add in information once you have sent it to them. But over in the markup section, there is a text box, so you can draw text. And so we'll say we draw the text here. And this one is for you, the agent, if you need to add in information to the document before sending it to the client to sign. So let's use this as an example. You can say that you need to add that in, or add this information in. And then you can kind of move it around, make sure it's in the place that you need it to be in. And this cannot be changed by the client once it has been sent to them to sign. So this kind of becomes like a permanent part of the document. And then over here, This is just to draw freehand if you need to draw freehand. This is to create circles or ovals. This one here is to create squares or rectangles. And then this highlight button is to highlight certain areas of the document in case you do want your client to make sure that they don't miss it, or if it's an important part. And then here, this one is to draw just lines.